Gonzalez, number 93, Dalton Spooner, number 94, and we are up and running. And it was almost a dead heat. Hunter Yoder on the inside. Did he get the whole shot? He was right there, the number 58 machine. Top three now, slips back a couple spots. In fact, a couple kids going down. Back up and running. That was the 88 and the number 80 coming together. Yellow flags again out in lap 2. Or in turn number 2. Going into the 10 Commandments. Yoder jumps back into the number 2 spot. He was fighting for the whole shot. Slips back a couple of spots in his first couple of turns. Got his act back together. Now he's back into the number 2 spot. This is race number 7, the 250B limited class.
Yeah, you cut out. Is it on?
It is the number 93 Yamaha ride of Mason Gonzalez out of Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Yeah, Mason Gonzalez out front here. Check 1 2.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check.
So Gonzalez with a great start trying to run and hide from the 58 of Hunter Yoder.
Hunter trying to hunt him down from second on that Amsoil Honda. Jace Kessler up to third. And we're under the peristyle and into the long short chute.
So early stages here, really chaotic. The first half of that lap is just nuts. You got to just stay up. That's job one. Try to avoid some sort of carnage.
One of the biggest factors here is that they still do the random gate draw. So you will have the fastest riders getting sometimes randomly terrible starts. We saw it in the 85 10-12 earlier today where Daxton Bennick and Hayden Deegan, I think they drew 38th and 41st or something. And they both were on the outside. They both had to work their way through. I think they were 10th and 15th after a lap. So it is chaotic, the opening laps, especially in the opening moto. But Mason Gonzalez got that Triangle Cycles Yamaha dialed in right now, leading the way. The blue crew's happy about that, but Hunter Yoder is lurking in the back.
Big alligator chop by that fan. They liked what he was seeing there. Florida fan, he's from Florida. That's what they do. Big alligator chop.
Oh, okay.
So Gonzalez at home in the sand out of Florida. Hunter Yoder, opposite side of America. He lives out in Menifee, California. And we meet right here in Tennessee to settle the score.
Yoder's been hanging out at Daxton Bennick's place in North Carolina for a bit, just trying to get prepped up and ready for the southern soil and the heat and humidity. Also the southern hospitality. You have to adjust to that.
You have to adjust to that. Please and thank you goes a long way. Yes, ma'am.
It's
and
a little
grits. Sweet tea and grits and please and thank you.
So he's trying to acclimate himself to everything
nice
down here. Yes, to the nice people.
Takes some adjustment getting used to really nice, friendly people.
It does. It'll shock your system a little bit.
He's
get a little
right there.
mad that they take a little longer to do everything.
Sure.
Make sure they get the P's and Q's. Yoder's closing in a bit from second. Jace Kessler still third on the familiar number 51. Lawrence 14. Bryce Hansen top 5. Max Miller, whose dad got the whole shot in our 50-plus moto just about 20 minutes ago. Max Miller is running 6th. Stephen Hooker, Preston Kilroy,
That's a name you
Nice,
expect
Trevor
to see
Schmidt.
up front is Preston Kilroy.
Yeah.
He can win a moto, no doubt about it, as can Max Miller.
So these guys got to salvage it with bad starts and try to work their way up.
So we'll keep an eye out on a few kids like Jackson Gray. He should be towards the front.
Whoa! Feet off the pegs for Gonzalez. The foot peg on the inside drag, kicked him up into a knack in mid-corner. But despite that, I don't think he lost much ground. Now we check in on third, Jace Kessler on the number 51 here, headed out of the bow. Man.
Slams down to the terra firma here. There's Yoder again. 152s for your leader, Gonzalez and Yoder. So just 2/100ths of a second separating those guys in that lap. And as you can see, they're not going anywhere. They're bunched up.
Kessler out of Eagle, Michigan on that number 51, 17 years old, backed by BTO Sports.
That's why your dad makes you do figure eights back home. That shot tells you you've got to work on your rutted corners because they are going to greet you with a vengeance here at Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah, I've got to imagine that's probably the most popular drill at all the different coaching and training facilities around the country. Rutted turns, ruts, and it's not just for here at Loretta's. You're going to see it at some of the other big amateur events, and then you're certainly going to see it on the pro side. These four strokes, it almost doesn't matter how you prep the track. They will dig trenches anyway. It's just a matter of how deep the ruts are going to be, but they're going to be there.
He's digging deep right now. We're watching Mason Gonzalez had a great start. He challenged Yoder for that hole shot, but was unable to lock it down. Fastest lap, there it is, put forth by Preston Kilroy. We expect to see him towards the front. He throws down a 151.9 in traffic. So Kilroy is on the move. He is all the way up to fourth. He was in seventh last lap. As we look at your leader in the back section of the racetrack, that blue Yamaha, Donnie Luce stoked on his ride so far. Wow, he's actually pulled it out.
Yeah, despite the mistakes, it doesn't matter. He's still going fast. And busting out the triple now. That's a huge difference, not just in the time, but when you see those riders slam down, they are using a lot of energy when they go double, single through there. But Gonzalez turning it into a triple. Fans on the sidelines are pumped on this performance. Gonzalez, 19 years old, and backed by Triangle Cycles, FMF, 6D helmets, Answer Pro Taper, Dunlop, and of course the Blue Crew does his work at MTF here in Georgia. And into the beach with the Red Bull Live drone we go with a leader. Is it time to start calling him Mason Speedy Gonzalez? Is it time?
I think it is.
All right.
It is absolutely time. And
Speedy
the road runner
Gonzalez
right behind him trying to reel him in, Hunter Yoder. You better look out though. Kilroy is just picking them off left and right. He is caught up to the third place rider now. Jace Kessler is going to have company. Didn't invite him over, just kicked the door in. Going to drink your beer. That's Preston Kilroy. Kiss your girlfriend. Awesome, dude. You invited Preston? No, I didn't, actually. There he is up and over the tunnel of love jumping. We are watching Preston Kilroy just reel him in. Got some decisions to make now. Which rut do I choose for the next 400 feet of racetrack?
So they're coming out from behind the billboards, Kessler and Kilroy in a great battle for the number 3 spot, and that might make all the difference at the end of the week. When you get to overalls, that one extra point that's on the line here, you never know how it's going to turn out for Yoder or Gonzalez, who are the leaders in this one. You're watching Yoder right now on RacerTV, headed into the 10 Commandments on the number 58. And here comes your battle for third.
On the inside, Kilroy, nice it in there. He is in stereo side by side with Kessler. Kessler's got a little more drive coming out.
Oh, trying to do a triple from the inside and just not able to get there. Kessler, a good job to block the line from Kilroy. Kilroy going to go back after him.
Best race on the track right now. Preston Kilroy has zeroed in on Jace Kessler, the 51 machine. The Red Bull Live drone giving you the great shot. They're coming right at us. That big triple you were talking about, the Barry Karsten triple, we'll call it.
He busted it out just like it was a 125 in Houston in 1990. There it is to the inside, the Suzuki man, Kilroy. This might be the opening he needs. It is. Kilroy has climbed up to third. Let's see if Kessler can use this inside line to get him back. Kilroy locks down third.
So now we'll pick up our leaders coming around the big sweeper in front of us here in the announcer's tower. Gonzalez has already cleared it. He's into the double-double section. Kessler's not going to go away, huh?
He's going to try to learn something, hitch a ride. Gonzalez and Yoder are gone up front. This is your battle for third. Yes, Kessler sticking right with Kilroy. Kilroy working with the RM Army. The Suzuki folks are happy with his performance here as he going to try to salvage a podium despite the bad start. I presume a bad gate pick.
We'll go with that.
It happens almost every time in the first motos where some of the faster riders get the bad starts because of it. Dropping into that rut. Yes, literally dropping into that rut. Look at Kessler staying right there with him.
I mean, that's ideal. If you can learn something from the guy that puts that pass on you, it'll make you better for the next moto, but I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with that. That's the fastest lap time being thrown down by Preston Kilroy a few laps ago, but now the lap time's starting to go up just a bit.
Right-hand turn leads them into the 10 Commandments. Rest of the top 10 behind this battle, we got Max Miller has moved up to 5th. Lawrence Fortin 6th. Cole Bradford 7th. Stephen Hooker 8th. Luke Van Ice, Trevor Schmidt top 10. Jackson Gray is 11th. And the number 23, Gerhard Matamoros out of Cairo, Georgia. MTF backed, of course. Also Answer Pro Taper, Cherubies Dunlap, Mom and Dad. He is in 12th. The number 42 is in 13th. That is Garrett Hoffman from Maryland, also backed by Suzuki's RM Army. And Arani Tichenor MX is giving some love to some of the riders a little bit further back. The number 12 of Matt Sigler is running 14th on the Yamaha, backed by Eastern Sierra Propane out of Bishop, California. And the number 75 rounds out your top 15. That is Michael LaCour Jr. out of Washington, D.C. Drove it right down from Capitol Hill.
Wow, right on his bike.
Yep. Looking to write some new laws here, how a bill becomes law in the top 15 at the moment.
Kilroy still working on some lap traffic there, going into the mechanics area. Again, drops down 6 feet into that rut. Past the mechanics area, he will clean it. And Mason Gonzalez, 11 seconds out front. Only guy that can match his lap time right now is Preston Kilroy. Both of them have 153s.
Kessler still in 4th on that number 51. We'll get the radar out. Max Miller making up for a bad start. He has climbed to 5th. We mentioned that his dad just raced a previous moto, the 50-plus class. So Max riding well to get into the top 5.
Wonder if he had any of that hot dog gravy. What is hot dog gravy?
I left the podium and even John Gruy grabbed me. He's like, I've never heard of hot dog gravy. People were very intrigued.
You gotta be careful with Mike Miller.
Yeah. Hot dog gravy will get you? Just in general?
I think he's, I don't know if it means what it means.
So good job by Kessler here, trying to prevent Miller from getting him within his sights. We'll check the gap here in a moment. Looks like about 8 seconds that he has to work with, Kessler over Miller. We go back to the number 80, Kilroy, who's brought that Suzuki to 3rd. Those ruts are ridiculous. Slot car racing. Pick your line.
School bus dropping off all the students here at the racetrack, getting ready to go back to school.
Yep, first day of school for a lot of these kids, apparently, as a school bus comes behind our announcer's tower. We're gonna expect an essay on what you learned today. Who were some of the central characters to this story? How did they learn? How did they change as the story went on?
Growth and development there.
Okay, there's Kilroy with their Red Bull Live drone.
Trying to spot Hunter Yoder. That's the trick. He's 3 seconds quicker than Yoder was that time around, so you got to think he's gonna come into his sights here on lap number 7. Not much time left though.
No, but the gap only about 4 seconds, so if he keeps making up 2 to 3 seconds a lap, he could get to Yoder by the time it's over. Kilroy now going for the number 2 spot.
So we are 14 minutes into this thing, and it's all Mason Gonzalez, and it has been since the get-go. Hunter Yoder tried to stay in touch, hit him up on Facebook. No response there. Left him on read.
65 10 to 11 limited will be our next race, and then 250C and 65 7 to 9. Those will be our final 3 motos before we get into intermission today for the first time this week. And then we'll come back after intermission with Mini Senior 1 at 1 o'clock local. That's Central Time.
Man, a very impressive ride here for Mason Gonzalez. No big mistakes. Now he's got to work his way. His biggest issue now is probably just changing lines, getting around lap riders, and kind of getting out of his comfortable race line. But he's able to do that. I'm sure they trained out at MTF.
Another lap clicks off. See the countdown clock. 15 minutes into a 20-minute moto. Gonzalez has set sail. And our only battle left could be for second. Kilroy trying to make tracks on Yoder. We'll check the time in just a second to see if he's making up ground. He definitely did the previous lap.
So it looks like we are going 20 laps in these. The vet classes went 15, the B classes will go 20. So a couple of more laps maybe they'll get in before they see the white flag.
We're watching Yoder here now, second place on RacerTV. Seeing if Kilroy, still not very close. Yoder might have him covered. Yeah, last time around, Kilroy went back into the 156 lap time after getting a 153. Long gone. He's running out of time to try to catch Yoder. Big gap between them. Yoder only 15 years old, one of the youngest riders in this class. In contrast, says here that your race leader, Gonzalez, is 19. You never know in these B divisions when riders are going to peak. I've seen a lot of riders who are good but not moto winners consistently on mini cycles. They get into the B class and all of a sudden they go to the next level. I feel like that's happened just about as often as you've seen mini cycle riders keep it going. So this could be a breakout ride. Mason Gonzalez.
Iron sharpens iron. That's what they do down there at MTF, man. They just put the gloves on and they just throw each other in the ring and slug it out every single day. They got an agenda. Race motos all day.
Oh, they know the drill better than anybody, how to prepare for this event. It's paying off for Gonzalez, working with everybody at MTF. As the time ticks off, this Rut's almost got him. And that left-hander. All right, I'm going to head down to the podium area. We got 2.5 minutes to go in this moto, so we're probably looking at 2 to go lap-wise. Gonzalez has it over Yoder and Kilroy. We like it.
So 155 for Preston Kilroy. He is digging deep. He's got it down to 1.7 seconds. Kilroy's got a shot on Hunter Yoder. There's Gonzalez going through the 10 commandments. And about 17 seconds back, you'll be able to pick up Yoder and Kilroy. That is going to be a great battle. That is a worst case scenario, though. If you're a guy like Hunter Yoder, you do not want to deal. And he sees him. Kilroy almost shot in on the inside. Through the 10 commandments, Hunter Yoder exits just in front of your third place rider, Preston Kilroy. Kilroy has had to fight his way into that number 3 spot, and he is digging deep late in the moto. They're off in Storyland right now. A 155 for Kilroy and a 158 for Yoder. That's how he erased the deficit. He's now at 1.7 seconds behind our second place rider, Hunter Yoder, who is desperately trying to keep Kilroy on that yellow Suzuki, the number 80 machine behind him. They're going to come out of Storyland. Yoder clears it. He looks like he's smoothed things out a little bit around that big left-handed sweeper. Kilroy's got him in his sights. Some lap riders could pay dividends for Kilroy. And Gonzalez comes by us here in the announcer's tower. And Yoder has 2 riders directly in front of him. Kilroy's got him right there as well. That is the battle for the number 2 spot. He clears one of the lappers. Kilroy's going to dive underneath. Running out of time. There's Yoder. There's Kilroy. The battle for the number 2 spot going to go down to the wire. Up and over the Tunnel of Love jump we go with Kilroy and Yoder. Right past the mechanics area, Mason Gonzalez has this thing on lockdown. He's 18 seconds out front. Yoder trying to cling on to that second place ride he's got. He's been there since the drop of the gate. He is managing these lap traffic brilliantly. There goes Kilroy trying something on the inside. And he might have made that pass. They are side by side in the 10 Commandments. Kilroy and Yoder slugging it out late in a moto. They both turned 156s that time, Yoder and Kilroy. So he has answered the call each time Preston Kilroy has challenged him. Mason Gonzalez is trying to work his way through lap traffic. No big mistakes here. We are at the 20-minute mark now. White flag is out. And Hunter Yoder goes down.
Gumby goes down.
Might have been a lap traffic. Might have been a lap driver. There's your winner, Mason Gonzalez. And in fact, Kilroy has gotten around Hunter Yoder, so your top three is a little different now. Kilroy makes that last lap pass, gets around Hunter Yoder, and that will be your podium. It's going to be Gonzalez, Kilroy, and Yoder. Jace Kessler fourth. Max Miller will be fifth. Fastest lap on lap 3 for the number 80 of Kilroy turns a 151.9. And what a great come from behind last lap run by Preston Kilroy to get around Hunter Yoder. And that's how it ends up. Gonzalez, Kilroy, and Yoder. Kessler and Max Miller rounds out your top 5 here in this 250B limited class. It was race number 7 as we get ready to send it down to the podium, and we'll chat it up with our top 3 and our Whole Shot Award winner, Jason Wygant, handling podium duties right now. We'll toss it down to Jason Wygant.
All right, we're grabbing Mason Gonzalez. We'll send him on up. Great riding through traffic for Kilroy. And Yoder put up a great fight and also got the whole shot in this one. So we got 3 definite contenders for this title. But this man fires first. A great ride to score the gold here in the B class. Let's hear it from Mason Gonzalez. Were you coming in expecting to do that kind of damage, or is this even better than you imagined?
Yeah, I actually was expecting to do that. The Dunlop tires got me off to a good start, and yeah, the Yamaha was running great. Just try to make as least mistakes as I could, try to break away a little bit there at the beginning, and ride smooth. The track's pretty rough right now.
Yeah, those ruts look pretty gnarly, man.
Yeah, you gotta be patient. You lean it over too far and get anxious, you're just gonna tip it over. So yeah, it's key to make a smart race.
Who do you want to thank, Mason?
I want to thank Triangle, Cycles, Yamaha, my dad, my grandma, FMF, 100% 60, Answer, Alpine Stars, MTF, Factory Next suspension. My suspension's working great out there. We got dialed at MTF. So yeah, thank everybody helping me out.
There it is, everybody. Mason Gonzalez got the Moto win. All right, to bring up our second place finisher. And he had to do work for this one, was way back early, got it up into a podium position and wasn't even satisfied with that. He brings the number 80 RM Army machine up to second. Let's hear it for Preston Kilroy. Safe to assume you didn't have the best gate pick in that one because you were pretty buried early.
Yeah, I pulled number 40. I didn't get the greatest jump, but just tried to hold it wide open as long as I could, and yeah, I made a few passes, but yeah.
It happened. Happy with second considering that then?
Yeah, for sure. That was a lot of pushing, and Mason was riding good, so yeah.
Cool. Who do you want to thank, Preston?
My mom, my dad, the whole Bar X Suzuki team, Scott, or no, sorry, 100%, FMF, Hinson, Fly, just everyone, thank you.
There it is, everyone. Preston Kilroy, second place with a hard charge. And our whole shot winner takes third in this. We'll bring him on up on the Amsoil Honda. Just give me a moment here.
Oh, you're good, man.
Here he comes. So we got a whole shot award from Bell Helmets and a bronze medal. We'll bring him on up. The number 58, Hunter Yoder. Go. Hold that up for some pics. Yeah. All right, Hunter, good job. What was that like? I know you got some big boys you're battling out here.
This was my first race on a big bike here at the ranch, so I was a little bit nervous at first, but I got off to a good start and just tried to pick away the first place guy. We made some suspension changes after practice that didn't really pan out like I would have thought, but we're going to go back to the truck, get those figured out, and come out swinging for the next moto.
Awesome. Who do you want to thank, Hunter?
Everybody at Amsoil, Factory Connection, Honda, Fox Racing, Spy, Dunlop for hooking me up with a great start. And Rhino Power, of course, always keeping me hydrated. And everyone else I forgot, thank you.
There it is, Hunter Yoder taking the bronze. So that's our B class. Going to send it back up and turn it to the mini cycles.
Yes, we are ready to rock. 65 10 to 11s on the gate. Welcome back to the live broadcast here from Loretta, Lynn's, the 38th annual. We've been doing it that long. 65 10 to 11s on the gate. We've got some water trucks running around out here, and we'll give you guys a hot lap before we turn you loose, and we'll set the table for you. 65 10 to 11. Mr. Luke Falls, or rider number 4, comes to you from Midland, Pennsylvania.